Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Um, so this is just gonna be my video, like talking about like curly hair experience. Um, and I need to have one of my friends watch this. She better actually watch it because she has a lot to say about my hair. But don't mind how it's in a bonnet right now. I'm a little bit scared to do a hair reveal, so that'll come later. But I'm just gonna like be doing my like curl routine while I talk about it. The shortened version is posted on one of my TikToks. I have a lot of accounts for no apparent reason. But before I do that, I'm not gonna show my whole like washing routine because that'll take a really long time, but I'll show like the products I use to wash it and like what order I do that in. Um, because I feel like that's kind of also like people show their curly hair routines, but I feel like showing what you use to wash it is like somewhat equally as important because that's what's getting your hair yeah. So I'll see you in a minute when I get to that. Okay, so even though it's kind of obvious, I'm in my bathroom where I'll be washing my hair. So starting off, I I wash it just with my head like over the rim of the tub because it's better, from what I've heard, to be washing your hair with cool, maybe coldish water. And I can't do a cold shower for my life. But also just because it makes it easier because I like can't stand for longer than like 5 minutes without my legs hurting really bad, which is like embarrassing, I know, but whatever. So how I wash my hair. I hope my family doesn't think I'm weird. I'm like talking in the bathroom. I'm not naked, by the way. I'm bathing suit. Um, I start off with the Joico like moisture recovery shampoo. Yikes. For thick slash coarse dry hair, and I put it like mostly in my roots first, and then spread it through the rest of my hair. And then once it's like scrubbed into my roots well, I use a scalp massager because you need to be scalp massages are just really good because they're stimulating your scalp and your roots and it's encouraging hair growth from what I've heard. I mean that's how it's been working for me so far. But also because I'm trying to clear the product buildup. Thankfully, I don't think mine's right bad. I don't think I see any. And I also wash my hair in 4 sections and I just keep it in sections with claw clips. And then I wash that out and I go in with the Cakey Curly Not Today Detangler. It says natural leave-in. I don't use it as a leave-in personally, but it's just because my hair gets so dry. And then it knots up really bad. So I do that. I let it sit for a tiny bit. And then I run through with like my thumb first just to separate like the big chunks of hair. And then I go in with this brush, like the like ends of my hair all the way up to my roots. And then once I'm done like detangling that section, I use the As I Am co-wash, and I'll put it back up in the little section and clip it back. And then once I've done my whole head like that and that's it for a bit, I take it down and I brush through with the Tangle Teaser. I feel like I see so many people using the unbrush, but in my personal experience, it's really bad. Like I've used the unbrush in the past and it just tears my hair out personally. So my walls are so thin. I hope my family doesn't think I'm like being like weird. Um, and I wash that through, and I know this is like a lot, but it's like I like feel like I have to have like a big routine for everything, and also like trust it's worth it in the end. Like my hair has gotten so much healthier since I started like doing all this. And then I use the Mielle Rosemary Mint hair strengthening mask and I put it in my hair and I let it sit for like 15ish minutes. And I avoid my roots just because I don't need my roots being weighed down at all. And then I wash it out, and I honestly from this point on I just go through my hair in one big section. It's like upside down like this, like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. What was the sound effect for? And then lastly, I just go in. Oh, I almost dropped it. That would have been so loud. The Joico Moisture Recovering. The same thing essentially, but the conditioner. And yeah, so I'll get back to you. I'll get back after all that. And then I do some like skincare here and there. And I can like honestly, if you all want, I can post a separate video for skincare because I wear so much makeup and my skin stays relatively clear, I think. So if y'all want, I can post a separate video just for skincare. So I'll be back when I'm done washing my hair. Okay, so I just finished washing my hair, as we can see. It's still soaked. I just got it cut recently, so it's a little bit shorter. I don't know if you can see. It'll grow back. So I am going to first. Oh, by the way, this was the amount of hair. I just when it comes out, I just collect it and I roll it between my hands so it like mats into a little ball because, and then I just throw it in the trash because I'm not trying to clog my shower. I have a shirt here. It's cute, but I don't wear it because it's humongous. And I'm just gonna kind of scrunch it up a little bit to kind of dry it a little. Because when I styled my hair last week, I styled it starting off with it completely dry. It's a long story why. And it kind of had way better results. Not just that, but they lasted a lot longer too. So what I'm gonna do is kind of just scrunch my hair a bit. I kind of already like squeezed out all the like extra water into the like tub or shower or whatever right when I finished washing it. Oof. And then yeah, now I'm just kind of scrunching. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it really quick. Just again with the same t-shirt. And oh my god, I'm kind of struggling. I know it's humongous and I know it's actually atrocious, but it's all worth it in the end, trust. My arm looked like so good from that angle. I used to work out and then I stopped because I don't have the willpower to do that. And then, ooh, I don't know if this is gonna fit. It's gonna fit. I'm gonna make it. Wait a minute. So I'm gonna shower really quick and then it'll just sit like this when I shower and then I'll put it in a bonnet for a bit and take a snack break so again it can just kind of get a little bit dry before I actually start styling it. Okay, I'm back. I just did a ton of stuff. Let me take my hair out really quick. I got out the bathroom, I went to my room, I put on a face mask, put my clothes away because oh my god, because my clothes were all over my bedroom. Well, I showered before all of that actually, and then ate lunch. It tasted like butt, so I kind of didn't eat that much, but oh well. Went to start a load of laundry. The washing machine was being used, so I did not get to do it. But yeah, anyways, that's like mostly what I did, and now I'm here. So, taking down my hair. Oh, it's still surprisingly wet, actually. But that's okay. Is there any dry sections of this? Not really. But, okay, so, like I mentioned, this video is supposed to be about, like, the curly hair experience. So let me start talking about that. So starting off strong is in my opinion, curly hair is really pretty, but curly hair is like I know so many people like even in my school alone who have curly hair and they don't wear it curly because they're like insecure about it or they don't like it or because of like what other people say about it who don't have curly hair and then they straighten it and then it gets heat damage so that they can't wear it curly anymore and then like it's a whole thing and it's a whole butterfly effect and like I honestly feel like you should embrace your natural hair no matter what because like I personally don't think that like if there's something natural about you like your natural hair color your natural hair your natural like body type like anything like that like I honestly feel like a person should embrace because it's natural like how could it look weird on you but if you do not want to do it, you by no means at all have to like wear your natural hair. Um but then again, there are a lot of people who have like wavy. Is there anything coming out of this? Barely. Um who have like wavy hair. And don't get me wrong, it's pretty. All hair types are pretty. But like I always hear people talk about like curl please this, curl please that. I'm sorry. But like I'm the curl please. I'm the person who's gonna like be like, I hate to break this to you, but it's not curly. Like I know a lot of people who have wavy hair and it's very nice hair. Like loose waves, tighter waves that are like almost curls. But like it's like for the people who like need the like who just need it, like this is a wave, this is a curl, this is a coil. Which some people just don't. My shirt fell off my wall. I was at the No Kings protest yesterday. Queen behavior. Whoops. And I hung the shirt on my wall because I felt it deserved its own spot, and it just fell. But I kind of thought it was gonna fall anyways. I'll fix it later. But like, there's this one girl, and like she put, goodness gracious, like she was posting on her TikTok. She was like, "Oh, like the curls are coming back tomorrow," or like the curls are gonna be here tomorrow. And like she's in my math class, and the other day like she had her natural hair, and it was very obviously like very wavy. Like there was not a curl in sight. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but like she was like talking about like how she was like finally wearing it curly again. And like I feel like a lot of people were like agreeing. They're like, "Oh my god, yeah, like I never wear my natural curly hair." But they have in the past, and it's just not curly. And it's like I'm sorry, but like I don't know. It's just a mild pet peeve of mine, and I for anyone who's like, "Girl, it's kind of stupid to be a pet peeve." I fully agree, but I don't know. Do you know what I mean? And then another thing is too, the like the stereotypes and stuff. And then, oh, actually, hold on. What I want to get to next is the people. I feel like so many people, like, it's okay to like want something or be jealous of something, but I feel like I see a lot of people who don't have curly hair say that they want curly hair, but then they're the same people who have like wavy hair and complain about like the amount of effort that they have to put into having wavy hair, or like people who have like practically straight hair or like action straight hair complaining about like having to brush out the knots that come from like straight hair. And it's like, I hate to break it to you, but like if you can't put in the amount of effort that goes into like your hair type, I don't think you could like handle having like taking care of curly hair. And that's just like the truth. Or when people who don't have curly hair like I need to move this to the front so I don't get water all over it. People who don't have curly hair but are constantly telling you how to do it. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I've had so many people be like, "Oh, you should do this exact thing or do this or like it'll look better like that." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, but you have no clue what you're talking about." Like, I have a friend who has like she's like pin straight hair, and she always talks about like me and another friend who has curly hair, except she like almost never wears it natural. She always complains about how frizzy our hair is. Like she's like, "Oh, like just brush it." She said brush it one time, and I was like, "What?" She was like, "Just brush your hair. Like when I brush my hair, it gets rid of the frizz." So no. Just like no. What? Yeah, I don't know what she was on about. But the people who just have way too much to say about your hair. And then Like there's another girl in my grade who has curly hair and she like almost always wears it natural. And like I had a teacher in elementary school who was very old. She was very annoying, and she thought we were sisters one time. She was like, it's actually a really long story, so I'm gonna like skip over like all the details. But she thought we were sisters once, just because we both had curly hair, and I was like, lady, doesn't really work like that. Hate to break it to you, um, but yeah, um, and like she goes for definition with her hair, which I completely like. There's nothing wrong with wanting more definition in your hair or more volume. But like because I go for volume and for a while I didn't have a curl routine and my hair was super frizzy all the time. Like people would be like, "Oh, your hair is so pretty." And I'd be like, "Thanks." And they're like, "You should do it like that girl." Like I'm not going to name drop, but like as if like people I know are going to see this video. But like they'd be like people would like tell me like, "Oh, your hair is really pretty." And I'd be like, "Thanks." And then immediately be like, "You should like do it like that girl's hair because it's really frizzy and you can't really tell it's curly. Her hair is really pretty." And I'm like, I'm aware. I've seen her hair. It is very pretty. We are different people. We have different hair. Just like funny reminder. Um. So there's that, and then something else that is incredibly annoying is like sort of kind of relating to this, like people's obsession with curly hair. Like there's nothing wrong with like liking a hair type or a hair texture, but like like people will come up to me and like touch my hair, fluff it, finger curl it, try to separate my curls. People have tried to braid my hair before. Sometimes they ask, sometimes they don't. Sometimes there are people who think that it's okay to do it just because like they're my friends or something. And then sometimes it's literally complete strangers. Like I had a friend and honestly, people like do not take it seriously when you tell them not to touch your hair. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I have a friend and last year we were at the mall together with like some other people too. And she just wouldn't stop touching my hair. Like at one point I literally turned around and I was like, dude, you like need to quit it. Like I'm gonna hit you if you touch my hair again because you actually need to stop. She was like, okay. Like, why are you talking to me in an annoyed tone? I'm the one who's annoyed right now. Stop. It's just not that hard to not touch my hair. And you know what happened the millisecond I turned around to look at a shirt? Fucking starts touching my hair again. Get your paws out of my hair. She's gonna see this and probably know who she is, but it's like, honestly, girl, just like, it's the truth. It's the truth. Quit touching my hair. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. And I have like multiple like straight hair friends, and they mean well, obviously, but like they have no problem with touching my hair without asking. It's like I don't care that we've been friends for however many years. You need to stop. Like the only people who either never touch my hair or I let them touch my hair, but I have to give them permission first, are like my friends who have curly hair. Like the only people who don't touch my hair randomly, fuck, I dropped the brush, and don't even like ask to touch my hair because they know like how annoying it is, are my friends who have curly hair. I was with a friend last weekend who has really pretty curly hair, and she like we were at a restaurant and this lady like who was like seating us or whatever was like, "Oh, you guys, you both have like such gorgeous hair." And I was like, "Thank you," blah blah blah. And like hers is longer than mine, and again, she goes for a little more definition in her hair, whereas mine is like shorter. Actually, mine is similar length, but I have intense shrinkage, and it is a bit shorter now because I cut it. But the waitress, like out of like she was very nice about it, but then out of nowhere reached out and just started like petting my friend's hair, and I was like there's nothing wrong with like admiring people's curls, complimenting, but like the touching, the fluffing, the separating, the stuff, like you gotta quit it. Like she was so casual about it too. She was like, "Oh my god, your guys' hair is so pretty. I love the curls." Complete stranger, by the way. I was at a family friend's house for the Super Bowl, and um, one of them, one of like the moms who hasn't seen me in a while came up to me. She goes, "Oh, like, wait, has your hair always been this curly?" I was like, sort of, kinda. And then just randomly reaches out, starts like touching it, sort of running her fingers through it, like fluffing it around. I was like, "Oh, oh, oh, please, like, maybe, no thanks. Maybe ask next time." Just a thought. Like, I don't know. It's just not that hard to ask. And then another thing is too, um, the like the criticism toward it. That is just so like unnecessary and uncalled for. And like the people who will randomly like the people who are the cause of like the insecurity of straight hair, of curly hair, who will say it's like ugly or messy or nappy. Um and like as much as like some people don't want to admit it, they know it's true. The hate and the controversy and the like all of that about curly hair is entirely rooted in racism, and some people just do not want to admit it, but they know that it's the truth. Like, it is so obvious to people, just don't want to believe it. They're like, well, it's not racist. I'm not racist. But it's like the amount of like the hate, the controversy, the oppression of just like natural hair, and the like side eyes that people give and people get for wearing it natural is because like bigger, like I feel like type 4 hair in general, and then 3, and then like up to like 3C is like is more common in like people with darker skin who like obviously not only like typically like have that hair, but like because like since like slavery and stuff, people were so like used to like people just keeping it like in cornrows or in braids or in twists or locks of some sort, that like when people started wearing it like natural and like not like kept any way, people started to be like, what's going on? Hair is going on. And the like the number of people who will just like out of nowhere like assume stuff about you based off of your hair type. And what I mean by that is, so like you've probably heard me joke before, like if you've ever seen any of my other videos, there's probably been a joke in at least like maybe one or two of them that I'm albino. And that's because um I once I got to like middle school ish, it like was brought to my attention that like apparently a lot of people thought I was albino, specifically an albino black person. I don't really see it, but a lot. If you don't see it either, then you'd be shocked how many people like have thought that. I made a TikTok joking about it. Like, if I had a nickel for every time somebody thought I was like an albino black person, I'd have quite a few nickels. And that video literally got like 900 likes, and it has like multiple comments being like, "You'll never guess what I thought before reading the text," or like stuff like that. And which I mean, I don't see it, but there's nothing wrong with like just like assuming. But sometimes people are just blatantly rude about it, or the people who think that I'm mixed. It's like as far as I'm aware, I'm not. I really don't know like much in detail about like my ethnicity and like my all that background, because like my family just like did a lot of moving around. So like there's like honestly, I'm just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Both my parents are from different countries. Both of their siblings are from different countries. Um, I think all of my grandparents are from separate countries, something like that. So like, but like I like literally I had a kid who was like, I think you're inbred. I think he just said it to like insult me, and that kid literally looked like an inbred. So I was like, shut up. But he was like, "Are your parents like?" He was like, "Your parents are like siblings or something," and I was like, "Okay, my parents are from different countries, but he doesn't know that." And I think if I tell him that they're from different countries, he's not gonna catch on to the fact that it's entirely possible for people to be from different countries but be siblings because both my parents are from different countries than their siblings. But this kid doesn't have enough brain cells to put two and two together. So if I like remind him, "Oh, my parents are from two different countries," he's not gonna try to like argue with them and be like, "Oh, but they can still be siblings." He doesn't have enough brain power to put that together. So I was like, "Dude, my parents are from two different countries," and he goes, "Like, I think you're inbred. I think you're inbred." Blah 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 blah. Fuck is he on? And I keep telling him, I'm like, they are from different countries. They're not siblings. They're not related. He goes, "Your grandparents?" I was like, "Yeah, also from different countries." And he goes, "Oh yeah, cause isn't your dad from Africa?" Um, no, not quite, not quite. And then again, he was trying to find like my sister online. He was like, "Oh, I can find like your sister online." He was like, don't you have a sister?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I can find her." I was like, "I doubt it. You can sure go ahead and try." And I like told him her name, and then which actually I think he already knew my name, her name, but I don't know. And then he was like, "Did you play any sports?" I was like, "Yep." I told him because I was like, I know he's not about to find her. And then after a while, he goes, "Boom! I found her." Like, haha, like you thought. I was like, "Oh, surprising." And he turns his computer around, and it's this this black girl with very similar hair to me, who had my sister's name and played for like one of the same sports teams my sister plays for. I was like, "Dude." He's like, "What?" I was like, "Do you actually like think that that's my sister?" He was like, "Yes." I was like, "So, I hate to break it to you, but like you're a little off. You're a little off." Oh dang it! What the hell am I doing? Um. So I guess he thinks I'm albino too, and like I just honestly I go along with it. I let people think that because I don't really care that much. Um. I think albino people are very pretty, so I don't take it as an insult whatsoever. And when I joke about it, I also don't mean for it to be insulting at all. Um. I personally don't see it, so I just think it's ironic that so many people do. Um, which is just why I joke about it so much. And honestly, I just let like people believe what they want to because it's like I couldn't give you much of a better answer about like my ethnicity, my nationality, my color. Like I couldn't give you a better answer than whatever you can assume. So, well, I can't tell you I'm not albino, but like, and I got the majority of my genetics from my dad, and that includes my hair. So like I'll tell people that, and it's usually like my dad that people assume, like a lot of people like have assumed or thought that I'm mixed as well. So like when I tell people I'm like, "Oh, like the curly hair was from my dad," like I got mostly his genetics. Like people will immediately assume that like my dad is like not white, and he's gotten the same like accusations and like stuff. Like growing up, he was like people used to all the time like not think that I was white. Um, and he's a lot darker than like me, my sister, my mom now. For what reason I don't know. Um, but I think I accidentally made my Spanish teacher think that I was mixed too. Because he can speak Spanish, but that's just because he took Spanish for like 6 years. Um, and because like I had mentioned before that he was an immigrant and that he like the like curly hair genetics was from him. And yeah, I think I made him think that I was mixed. That's my bad. Whoops. Something I also find like crazy is that I'm not kidding, I've been called the N word by white people who thought that I was mixed or thought that I was like albino for the like for the sole purpose of offending me, which is crazy. The issue with like slurs lately is insane because people have been saying slurs that they cannot reclaim, and it's insanely normalized, especially white kids, especially the sixth graders at my school. They have a really bad issue with it, just like saying the N word whenever they feel like it. I'm like, you are white. I actually had a black girl was talking to me in seventh grade, And she goes, "Oh, are you mixed?" I was like, not really that I know. She goes, "Oh, well, you look half black." I was like, Thanks. I don't. Yeah, yeah. But like, out of nowhere, she randomly just like she looked me up and down for a second, and then just like randomly was like, "You get the pass." I was like, "I'm sorry." She was like, you can say it, like you look half black." I was like, "So that is just not how it works. That is just not how it works." And okay, I actually had one person think that I was completely black and just super super light skin, which I think is crazy because what? Um, so there's there's that the Paul, and then like also hair salons. Hair salon is a huge thing because it took me so long to find a salon that was good for me. Like I used to just go to like the normal salon in my town, but like they don't really know how to deal with like type like 3 hair, type like 3C, like tighter curls, and then anything beyond that point, which is I have 3C hair, and they had no clue how to deal with like that hair type or anything beyond that point, like 3C and then any type 4 hair. They had no clue what they were doing. And they messed my hair up so bad more than once. So I'd stop going there. And then I just didn't get my hair cut for a while. Like I let it grow out. The ends were dead because I couldn't take care of it because I literally had nowhere to go off of like with hair care. Like literally every like almost everything I know about taking care of my own hair is from the internet. Because again, like my dad is the only other person with the same hair as me, and he straight up just keeps it in a buzz cut. Like my mom has a theory. She was like, "Oh, there's a lot of my family is from like Europe, as far as I'm aware." But my mom was like, "Oh, there's a lot of colonizing in Europe, blah 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 blah." blah. So she thinks that. So my mom kind of thinks that like me and Tim might be mixed. I don't know, but again, I don't know. I want to get a DNA test, but my mom doesn't want me to, so I have to be 18 to do that. But because I'm genuinely so curious, like I don't even like know. I don't know. I don't know what I am. Um, so like the only times my hair has been done like complete justice is so I finally did actually find like a really good like curl salon, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I'll screen like the owner, she's the only person who works, she specializes in curly hair, she only does curly hair, she does like all like curl types, and she does me justice. She gave me so many like hair tips, she taught me like so much about curly hair. She gave me this brush came with like the first time that I went. So I'll find her Instagram and I can put it like here. But like literally I have to go to her to get my hair done. And also on top of this, like my dad used to like go to like a black barber shop to get his hair cut because like they just didn't know what they were doing at like the white ones. But he was like he doesn't always go because apparently it takes like a long time to get like an appointment there. And then yeah, it was like a whole big thing. So he doesn't always go there, but if he has like the time, he will, because they usually cut it a lot better than like other salons do or barber shops, I guess. And the other annoying thing too is like the like assumptions people make. Like people will see that like I have light skin, my hair is naturally blonde, and my eyes are blue, and if their first thought isn't that I'm fucking albino, then it's that something's not like natural. Like either my hair is dyed, bleached, toned. I've been accused of wearing a wig plenty of times. Um, Curled daily, heatless curls, like every single curling like method. Um, that just like some part of it isn't natural, which I honestly think is really rude to assume. Or when they don't understand, like I don't know. Like in my personal opinion, that's just something rude to like assume about a person, especially if they tell you, yes, my hair is natural, and then you just straight up choose to not even believe them about that part. Um, so there's that part. And then lately, this is something that like has been like something annoying for a while, and I think is something that like people need to talk about more. So I think probably just about anyone watching this video knows who the Caligari sisters are. Found out about them like, I don't know, I think pretty early off when they like started YouTube. And like, I'm gonna be honest right here right now, I'm not a big fan of them. I personally just, I don't really like their content. It's not like, everyone has their opinions, right? My opinion, I just personally don't really like them. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I do think is an issue is that like they have gorgeous hair, but like there has been like for so long there's been issues with like black girls and their hair because like people like hating on it, people touching it. Like I saw like a girl talking about how like one time she got moved to the back of the classroom because a kid complained that he couldn't see past her hair, that her hair was distracting or annoying. There have been like black girls like talking about like how they've had to have their seats moved in school because other kids couldn't stop touching their hair and getting distracted. And like how like people wouldn't normalize wearing a bonnet in public if you didn't feel like doing your hair, or would like say all this stuff about like having bigger lips and bigger hair, whether it's curls or an afro or a fro. But when the Caligaras got popular, like all that switched. Suddenly everyone loved curly hair. Nobody saw a problem with wearing like a bonnet in public. Everyone loved their big lips and their big hair. And like I noticed that and I just didn't feel, I was like, I don't know if this is like just me, like I'm only noticing because I don't really like them, but like I feel like this is weird because like I think most people know they aren't like necessarily like, they're not mixed. I think they're like their mom is Canadian, their dad is Greek, I think. So like again, like I mentioned, I feel like so much stuff relating to curly hair, it all leads back to racism. It really does. Because it's the second that these, like, pretty, rich, like, white girls with their big hair and their big lips get popular, suddenly everyone loves big curly hair. Everyone loves the look of, like, bigger lips. Everybody loves them. But when, like, black girls had to deal with, like, hate for forever, and then these white girls came around, and suddenly everything is okay. Suddenly big hair is okay. Suddenly big lips is okay. Suddenly wearing a bonnet in public is fine. So like suddenly nobody cares. And this is by no means like me just trying to straight up hate on them. Like, and I feel like a lot of people like know what I'm talking about and like probably see what I mean. And on top of that, sometimes people will still like prefer them like with like their big hair and then like still like not normalize like the stuff that they do for black girls. It's only for them. So I think that is another big thing. And then also like everybody who has curly hair been getting like flamed online. Like, oh, you're copying the Caligaris, you're copying the Caligaris, sorry. And it's like some people say like, oh, it's not that big a deal, like it's not everyone. And I used to think like, yeah, it's not everyone. It's just people who pay, maybe people who pay a little too close attention to everything. It is everyone actually. I like going through TikTok, if there's a brunette girl or a like dark ginger girl who has curly hair and it's anywhere past shoulder level, you look like blank Caligaris. You look like blank Caligaris. And it's so hard for people to have their own looks now lately because I feel like they're getting constantly compared, which also on top of that is not the Caligaris' fault because they're not the ones saying this, but it is a lot of their fans. Like I mentioned, like I feel like so many things that were like unacceptable before when it was like mostly like with black girls, like big hair, big lips, bonnets in public, hair not done. It was an issue, but then when they came around, suddenly people stopped caring when it was like pretty rich white girls. So I do honestly like, which I can't really count as part of the reason that I don't like them, but I will say it is an issue. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to like let my hair middle part because I'm trying to like not have a permanent middle part because I used to have a bad case of permanent middle part. But I just think that that is like an issue lately. So I'm gonna diffuse my hair, and actually I'll explain how I diffuse it really quick. Just to like do that. I will diffuse. I okay. Some people are so specific about like things down to diffusers. It doesn't matter. It sorry, I had to burp. It does not matter. Like this diffuser is probably like $30 from Target or something. Like it's a blow dryer. It has a diffuser. We got low heat, medium heat, high heat. We got off, like low fan, high fan. It's as simple as that. I start off, I only use the like low fan just because I hate how loud it is on high. Um but I will diffuse my roots for 5 minutes on high heat because that helps activate sun in, which just helps like people who have blonde hair keep their hair blonde. Um, if any of y'all didn't know what that was. And then I'll come back after that. Okay, so I don't mind how I look right now. Ooh, ooh, you're so beautiful too. Okay, I'm sorry. So I just blow dried my roots for 5 minutes on high and listen to Alex G because I know ball. And I'm gonna just diffuse it upside down. Like I said, blow dry by accident. I meant diffuse. I'm gonna continue to diffuse it upside down for another 15 minutes on medium heat because low heat just doesn't dry your hair really. It kind of just blows air at it. Yeah. And then I'll be back again. Okay, so I just diffuse my hair upside down for 15 minutes. Ew, I just smashed my lips. I think I'm gonna cut that out because I hate that. Um, and yeah, I'm just gonna separate my curls a bit before I get to the next part while I, continue talking about curly hair. So I feel like I'm kind of making it sound like it sucks to have curly hair. My bad. It definitely does not. Like I love my hair. A lot of people who have curly hair, I feel like have either always loved it or because it's the big fucking 2-6 and people are like, being able to like embrace their natural hair. My hair is still kind of wet, which is really odd because it's usually not. But I will say, like, okay, so for like compliments, if like not only do I really like my curly hair, other people do, people compliment it. Like, I get compliments all the time. Like, at the No Kings um protest yesterday, I got compliments on it. Like, if you have curly hair and you wear it natural, like you will get compliments like left and right. Trust. Um, and you really, I think honestly, this if you have like heat damage or like you really want to start wearing it natural but you don't like know how to. Okay, I think the best time to start wearing it natural is definitely over the summer. For a number of reasons, but also I just really encourage people to be like wearing their natural hair because hating like any part of yourself, especially your hair, is like a thing of the past. Like embrace yourself, embrace your hair. Ooh, why do I look like that? Anyways, um, but I will say there's also like sometimes people are weird about it, like here and there. I did get asked recently if my butt hair was curly. So the internet exists for a reason. You can look it up. Like I'm not like, come on now. And then I will say that you really just need to like push through like when people like dislike your hair. Like when I was in 5th grade, I may or may not have buzzed my hair just to like start over. because I had too many damn haircuts growing up, and I was like, I gotta restart. And I did, and because of the way that my hair is curly, it grew straight up and straight out. It was like poof. And like I live in like a mostly white town. So like there was literally like three black kids in my grade. So I like it did get made fun of a bit, mostly by the white boys in my grade. But I just needed to like, so I did actually really hate it at a point for a little while, just because of like how much people would like laugh at it or make fun of it. But you really like once it started to grow out and I started to see like other people who had hair like mine and how much people were actually actually really liked it, like how much people complimented it, like this, that, blah, 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 how much positivity it brought in my direction. I did start to really like it and to really embrace it and start taking care of it. And like I know it seems like I use a lot of like product and this and that on my hair. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I definitely do. But like literally I'll put pictures like it brought my hair from being like when I didn't use when I like started off when I did my first curl routine and it was one product, it was distributed horrendously. Um my hair keeps trying to cover my face. And yeah, it was just not it. And then when I finally grew out of using it randomly and I didn't use any product for a while, um and it was just always dry, frizzy, and I would like yank out like chunks of hair like washing it just because it was so knotted because it was so dry all the time. And then to when I finally got my shit together, it's like here, I'm like I accidentally gave myself a middle part, so I'm just really trying to kind of like unmiddle partify myself. Um, I do have an art teacher who has told me before that she wanted to cut my hair off and wear it as a wig. She said a lot of other stuff about my hair, so what we're gonna move past that. Um, and I'll be right back. The last step of diffusing. um, oh yeah, sorry. It brought my hair from like how it was like way back when, and like with no product, to like I'll show a picture from like a year ago with no product, and then like after like a few months of curl training and like taking care of it and all that, like I'll show a picture like when I was in Cancun last month, like what it looked like with no product in Cancun. Like so it does make a big difference, and it's like, and a lot of people also are like, okay, well I don't have the money for that. I'm not I'm not Richie Rich myself. Like promise on literally everything. I don't use expensive products. I don't use expensive makeup. I don't really buy expensive clothes. Like I think I mentioned this in a different video. Like you just need to lock in and learn how to become a baddie on a budget because I don't have infinite money either, twin. Trust. But yeah, the last step of diffusing my hair is just I put it in a loose puff like up here and diffuse it upside down for 3 minutes. So I'll be back after that. Okay, so I just finished diffusing it. Yeah. My nails are like chipped and they're like catching on my hair. My Feel Talkie scrunchie. So I look continually. Forget what I was gonna say next about curly hair. Ooh, hairstyling. That is so horrendously, insanely controversial. I used to have a metal pick, and Turks and Caicos airport security wasn't a fan. I guess they did not like it. And then they took it from me. But I like when I style my hair. Sometimes I'll do like slick backs or swoops. Usually like a swoop. Um, and like I do have edges, and I'll do them because well, one because it looks nice. Two because I've tried to slick them down with the rest of my hair before, and they just don't cooperate. and totally not sometimes to just distract from the fact that my forehead is really big. Yeah. So my hair's not all the way dry, which is shocking to me. I don't understand. I'm very confused right now. You know what was actually crazy? I used to be best friends with this one girl, and she was black, and she would help me style my hair sometimes because, like, literally, again, I have no clue what I'm doing with my hair. My only person in my family with my hair type is my dad, who has a buzz cut. Um, but she knew, like, kind of how to do my hair, so she would help me out with it a lot. I'm just realizing how close my mouth is to the mic. Sorry about that. Um, and she would literally do my edges for me. And I've gotten my hair braided twice, and both times the stylist. One time the stylist was just like, "You need to do your edges." The other time, um, she did them for me. But like they're there, they exist. And that same girl who like helped me do them and helped me do my hair when we used to be friends, literally one time saw me in school and like was like, white ass edges. Girl, I hate to break it to you, but do you know who was 1 year ago doing these white ass edges for me? You. So, yeah. Um, there's that. And then like a lot of times when I look up like hairstyle inspiration, like if I search, like I'll look at like Pinterest, and if I click on curl, like you know how Pinterest has like a sort button for like, oh, what is your curl type? I always have to click coily because I'm well aware that my hair is curly. I don't really think it's like coily. However, every time I click curly, it's all like white girls who have like wavy hair saying like style my curly hair with me. And like half the time it's like the girls whose hair like literally they can like slick back with water. Um so I always have to click coily because that's the results I get when I click on curly. And then coily always feels like it knows that I'm white because it will almost always show videos that are girls like showing like a cute hairstyle. I'm like, oh, this is cute, and I click on the video to watch like how they do it. And they're like hairstyles for black girls, and I'm like, so here's the thing right now. And then I saw like a chart, and it was like showing like different black hairstyles, and it was like, oh, like blah blah, like these are like, it's like these are like you can't appropriate these, like doing these is appropriating. And like some of them I understood, like some were like box braids, cornrows, stuff like that. Two of them were Three of them were froze, which is a curly afro if you didn't know, and like pineapple puffs. So it was like doing any of these styles is like appropriating, and I was like, so what if my natural hair? I'm actually crying. Why do I look like a triangle? Why is my hair not dry? Um, yeah, and then I feel awkward, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know what to do. And like I usually have to get like my hair tips from like black girls like on like TikTok and Lemonade. Lemonade is so racist. Or actually more MAGA than racist. I'm like, oh. So I try to avoid posts that aren't like hair related. Because usually the comment section is like a political debate, including like death threats and sometimes very, very, very wild comments. I saw a person talking to another person who didn't like agree with their political beliefs, and they're like, oh, well, and that person was like pregnant, and they're like, oh, I hope you have a miscarriage. Like, you deserve it. Oh, what? So let's calm down a little. Let's just hug it out, guys. Why can't we just have a dance battle for real? So yeah, my hair is not 100% dry, but it's fine. Lastly, it also has been like tips here and there for curly hair, and then this is like what the mostly finished, because it's not dry, result looks like. I'm sorry if I have one of those horrendous like back middle parts. And then yeah, last thing I'll do is just like hair tips. So I'll probably post like a short of like how I like fix my hair like after like I play lacrosse against my will. So like how I like revive my hair after like having it tied up in some way for practice. But like starting off like at the beginning I used this hair oil. It's the Carol's Daughter Goddess Strength like hair and scalp oil. It's for like weak breakage prone hair because even if it's not that weak anymore or breakage prone, which I think it is, but still, like I'm still using it because I'm trying to like not let that happen, you know? And then I use this, the Camille Rose, the Comeback, because it's for hair loss and alopecia. And when I tell y'all, like I have like a bald spot right here. Like look at the left side. We see the difference. So I've been using this lately, mostly right here where it's bad. This section just because it's a little thin in the back to get rid of that middle part that I've been having because I've been styling it like an idiot. But I have been using this, not for too long, so it's not long enough. Why is all my hair trying to go to the front? Please move. Please move. Please move. But yeah, this. And then the Carol's Daughter. This is a twice a day thing, by the way. And it starts with like strengthening the follicle a lot more before you like should start to see like a regrowth. What's going on right here? Why is my hair fighting me? But yeah. So there's this, and then I have the Carol's Daughter, Camille Rose. What am I talking about? The Camille Rose, like the normal hair oil that's in like, I want to say like maybe this big of a bottle. And that's just like, that's in my bathroom. I don't feel like getting it right now. Totally not because I'm lazy. Give me a break. I just did this and it took my hair, honestly, like full wash, full styling, everything takes 3 hours. And then last like hair tip related thing is this Caviar Anti-Aging Multiplying Volume Styling Mist, which isn't for my hair type, by the way. It says for fine hair. But one day I just like, I don't know why it's so small. I accidentally bought the mini one, I think. I didn't know there was even different sizes. One day I just randomly sprayed it onto my hair. Like I had a section of hair that was kind of frizzed out and the curl was like impossible to see by that point. And I was like, I just like absentmindedly just like sprayed it. I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like I was getting ready for school or whatever. And I was like, oh, do, and I like sprayed it a little bit and like scrunched it. And I like turned to like look at something or something. I don't know. I was distracted for a second. And I turned back and it curled right back up. So was this for my hair type at all? No. But when I tell y'all, it makes your hair curl right back up in 4 milliseconds. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little expensive though. Like I think the normal size bottle, which isn't, I don't know, it's maybe like the bottle of it is like maybe around this size ish. It's like 20 something dollars, which is insane, but I mean, I don't know, it works really well. Then the last thing is, I think, the wash thing. Like again, my friend who has like pin straight hair and always is like, oh, your hair's so frizzy, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Like she literally, like I mentioned the other day that I only have to wash my hair like every 7 to 10 days, so usually like once a week. But like if I get busy, like I can definitely go up to 2 weeks without a wash. She literally looked at me like I just ate her parents. She was like, I was like, all right, what? She was like, you want a week without washing your hair? I was like, yeah. She was like disgusted. I was like, you need to relax. But anyways, bye. Thank you so much for watching. This definitely was a little bit longer than I intended it to be. Please subscribe. I don't know if asking you will make a difference because I feel like some people are like subscribe and I'm like no, but okay, please subscribe. This is hella realistic, but I want to hit like 100 by the end of the year because I want to, but I'm trying to get that number up for real. So please subscribe. Please watch my other videos. I promise I'll post more. I try to post weekly. I've obviously failed at that a little bit, but like I already have some videos up now that you can watch. I plan to be posting more. I can post vlogs, hauls, get ready with me's. I can post more about my hair. I can post more about makeup. Like I can post about like skincare if you want. Just like comment. I hope the comments will be on. Sometimes it glitches and turns off my comments. But if they're on, please comment like whatever you want to see. And yeah, subscribe.